I have one question. What is going on out here with Joy and Az's families, y'all? We're going to get into all of this, but before we do, honey, definitely make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos, and let's enjoy my commentary. Honey, can we call a thing? And it is just a day by day, and the more time goes on, you start to see people's character and you start to see what they're really out here doing. And I'm gonna say the question, what is going on with Joy and Az's families? You got one, their daughter just came up out this traumatic situation. She doing bugged out series and basically got up on national media source and basically saying that she was privy to certain stuff that you shouldn't be privy to. Like any counsel or aide would tell you that that's not something that you should be up there saying. You seen them two I would say Beckianas that was in the L Time series said they ain't see nothing and they don't know nothing for obvious reasons, right? So it's just appearing that it's a lot of foolishness, honey, going on out here. And I just want to start off with saying Matthew 5:5, KJV. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. It don't say blessed are those who's trying to be a celebrity out here. The meek means when you are meek, let's get this definition. Okay, they trying to pull up Meek Mill. We don't need to pull up. Meek means quiet, gentle, and easily imposed on. So quiet, right? You know how the Lord say, peace be still? Quiet. Okay, in the midst of this whole storm and unfortunate situation, you have people just doing the most, okay? And it could be you doing the most that you could get yourself jammed up in a situation. So let me tell y'all what I mean by that. You got the girl Az out here. The girl, it's clear that this girl has gone through something, okay? From her, before she went with Kay, going through emotional situations. That's what her parents said. She went through an emotional situation with a boyfriend, okay? And she went from that to, oh, I'm trying to get a career, when the whole sole focus should have been, I need to get my mind right. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all know how they got that song, I had to leave that HOE alone to get my mind right. You got to get your mind right. Y'all know the word governmental. You have to govern your mental. So before you could do anything, because your mind got to be right in order for you to process information, in order for you to do business, your mental have to be right. And the only way that you could do that is if you put Yahweh first, and then he'll add the rest after that, right? So you got people, this girl clearly, I mean, they done let, their daughter, and she is grown, but still, like, you see your offspring out here and she don't have no wise counsel. They let her to get up and do these interviews, and she's acting like she privy to information that could get her jammed up. I remember my dad, being from the block, shout out to New York, yo. New York City is the best, okay? People in the street and OGs and people would tell me, you ain't see nothing, you ain't hear nothing, and you don't know nothing, because the more and more you talk, everything you do or say can and will be used. And then it's like every time you turn around on the ad side, it seemed like instead of her getting what she needs to get, like the counseling and the healing aspect starting, it's like, okay, you needed healing back when the whole situation happened with your boyfriend when you was a youth, right? You needed healing then, but your parents allowed you to go try to get a career, and that's totally backwards, because somebody's mind, her mental, the governmental aspect, she was not able to govern her mental, right? So they let her go with an individual who he's clearly got some things going on. And the unfortunate situation about this is just like, somebody was telling me that Gail was saying that this, honey, I wouldn't be surprised that this is clearly different from what she was saying on Gail. and I mean, people is acting like people don't see the flip-floppy, inconsistent, unstable sounding stories. You talk to the parents, then you didn't talk to the parents. Then it sounded like the girl ass is out here, kind of, it's like you didn't provide any new information, and it sounded like we've heard everything all before on the L Time series. So who is going to want to pay somebody for an unstable story, and then it's flip-floppy? One day, whatever served me this day, I'm gonna go with this. If it served me to be a Vic this day, I'm gonna go with that. If the next day I want to be fabulous and say I wasn't in that position, but those other women were, I'm gonna go with that. Like, it's like these people is clearly focused on celebrity when it clearly, honey, if y'all don't remember nothing else I say, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The first is gonna be last, and the last shall be first. Make no mistake, because these people are clearly, this is clearly why you're not supposed to be out here trying to get fame in the first place, because you're ignoring all of the things that you should be focused on, and it's not the focus. Like, the focus should be, okay, I'm 22. I was in an emotional situation prior to this. I did not get what I needed to get to help me in that instance, because you don't go from heartbreak to another person in heartbreak with that situation. And you just don't go from man to you in situation to situation. It has to be a restoration period, folks. And people acting like they don't see that. But not to mention, I don't know if y'all caught TS on his live where he was up there talking about, you know, if you want the story from the horse's mouth, you need to come to him. He getting, you know, his page started on YouTube. I guess he had more than one YouTube page, and he's saying that he's telling his story, and he went in on Dawn R, talking about Dawn R is next, and all this stuff is happening with that, and y'all gonna see people going to the lockup. And I just want to say one thing with this. Like, I've noticed, and I'm being for real, La Policia is here to protect and serve, right? There's trustees, and then there's beneficiaries, right? And we are the beneficiaries of the service that they provide, which is to protect and to serve, right? The community. They're not here to be people's personal, Rottweilers or pit bulls, to be sticking them on people. That's not why they're here. That's just not. Like, people are going to say things that people don't agree with, because we have freedom of speech, and, you know, people are going to say things that may not necessarily be of the narrative that these people have, or that may make people uncomfortable, but people have that right. The only thing that they don't have the right to do is if they're, you know, out trying to say stuff that is, you know, putting somebody's life in a situation, or, you know, things that are, you know, and going into their privacy and stuff like that. But if you are a public figure, that comes a part of the territory. You can't have it both ways, to where you're like, oh, I want to be a celebrity and public figure, and then be trying to, if a person put up, you know, stuff, because I've noticed that, you know, certain families where people, they blog or they post about the situation that's going on, because honestly, let's be for real. If the public wasn't concerned with the via the outcry of some of these families, this would not have gotten as big as it's gotten. And honestly, all honesty, I just wanna put this real gem out there for y'all. I don't know why these families think that they're gonna be celebrities when after this K situation, this is real talk. They are only dealing with K because he embarrassed whoever he embarrassed, like, and basically brought attention to stuff that they're doing that they don't want to be brought attention to, basically, right? So you really think that they're going to give people who shone a light or shined a light on this situation of what those people probably that's in the industry that's doing crooked stuff are doing? Do you really think that they're going to put you on and you done brought all this attention to that? Absolutely not. And it's the same thing I said about the whole Asri situation. Those people are angry with K because he has brought awareness to what they stuff that they probably do in the dark. And he messed up getting everyday people in his circle. That's why you see celebrities, they normally are with other celebrities. They're not with regular people because they don't want to have to worry about this foolishness and sideshow that's going on. They're not about to put these people on and they brought attention to this. I guarantee this probably what's going to happen. After this whole situation is signed, sealed, delivered, and the trial situation is over, K is handled, all of these people are going away. Period. And I'm not saying in a negative way. I mean, like, it's just all of this, the rest of this is going to be neatly folded up and the 15 minutes of fame is going to be over. Because it's seeming like, I mean, you seen TS when he was talking to Jamal Bryant, all standing up in front of everybody in front of the stage and just everybody else sitting down. He the only one standing up. Then you see him talking about, go to the page where I'm in a tuxedo. He kept mentioning that he was in a tuxedo and, you know, oh, he's getting his page started and all this other stuff. But, you know, if you don't know, this whole topic of K is not something that you're about to get rich off of YouTube. It's just not something that, if you haven't noticed, that's about to happen. So it's seeming like celebrity is the focus with these people because they claim it's about my daughter and all this other stuff, but all of these stunts that's continued to be pulled. Like, if y'all seen that trailer that he had where it was like mad pictures of him talking about this is my story, when your story, this is your daughter's story, this is your daughter's life. You get what I'm saying? You are there as a parent to be the moral support and the wise counsel, and to be there to pick, you know, your children up when they fall and they get a boo-boo on their knee or whatever. You're there to be like, I'm there for you. I am the wise counsel. I am the elder to you. You get what I'm saying? It is my duty, my divine duty to, my dad used to say, other than life, my mother gave me Christ, type of thing. You get what I'm saying? So he used to have all of these funny sayings or whatever. Not funny, but, you know, these interesting sayings. But he was kind of telling me that the divine duty of your parents is to ensure that you are living a life that is glorifying the Most High God, and that they're steering you on the right path. Okay, and it's obvious that them steering their children on the path of wanting to be celebrity is causing them to fall short, to be in these bugged out situations and these unfortunate situations, and it's leading them on the broad path instead of on the narrow path to righteousness. It's just, I mean, it's crazy. Like, your daughter not talking to you. I'm talking about TS and them. Your daughter is not talking to you, and you think to get on YouTube and be like, this is my story. Had it like full production mode, like he done used every function of iMovie that you could use, and just zooming in on pictures of himself. I'm just like, OMG. Let me tell y'all something. Because a lot of people, you know, they get up under my comments or whatever, and they come trying to misquote these scriptures, because I'm saying misquote, because a lot of people, you're not supposed to add or subtract from the word. That's number one. You cannot, it's like a lot of people start with I feel. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this. Do not allow your feelings to miss heaven, or to get you to miss heaven, because your feelings are something that's in your heart. And the heart, let me pull up that scripture for y'all, because I want to quote it accurately for y'all. Okay, so I want to quote it accurately for y'all. But this situation, y'all. Okay, so the heart, hold on. Okay, so Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So your feelings are in your heart, right? That's why I always tell people they got to do a heart check. Because you could feel like you want to do something. You could feel, oh, well, I feel this. But if your feelings is not coinciding with the word of the Most High God, then I'm sorry. I really, I'm not trying to be insensitive to you. But if it's not that, then it just really doesn't matter to me. That's just what I'm saying. Like, if it's not that, I'm sensitive and, I'm sympathetic to people. But your word don't trump the word of the Most High God. And your feelings surely is not about to trump that in my eyes. And neither are they going to trump that in the eyes of the Most High God. Like, we could feel free. Some people feel like it's okay to be lying out here. But the word of Yah, or the word of Yahweh, is that you're not supposed to be lying. Because there's going to be consequences for that. So you could feel however you want to feel. And you could feel like you're going to do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, it's consequences. And your heart, if you don't check your heart, you could get checked. You get what I'm saying? So don't be one of those people that start your sentences off with I feel, because your feelings can get you hurt. Your feelings can have you facing consequences. And you get what I'm saying? And it's just, when you think with your emotions instead of allowing the Holy Spirit to lead you and guide you, you can get yourself going to the left. Because a lot of times, people, they do stuff because they feel. Like a person, people, they do negative stuff. Like, prime example with this situation. Let's take this for example. Here you have a man who struggled with something like a K and was doing all of this, I would say, bugged out behavior. And it was consequences for that, because he needed to feel a certain way. He needed to fuel that dark feeling he had, right? So instead of him staying away from the appearance of evil, he decided to have different people around him. And you heard the man Don R say he should have just sent some of these people on their way. Now, his mistake of not doing that costed him something. Because he felt like he was going to maybe be arrogant. He felt like he was going to be cocky. He felt like he was going to say, trust the process. Now you see him trusting the process. You gotta be careful with your mouth, and you gotta be very careful with your feelings. Also, careful with your mouth and careful with your feelings, because they will get you jammed up. Now, it's a lot of these families that when it's coming to this heart check, yeah, this person did something just so unfortunate, right? But when it comes to, you could be blessed when you keep your hands clean and your heart is pure and your motivations is pure, right? That's what I told y'all before. I told y'all people could do negative stuff to you, but you got to make sure that you do not lower yourself to where they're coming from, or you're not trying to do the same things they're doing, because then you reap of those consequences as well. Your hands, God just ain't going to deal with the person. He going to deal with you too. So you out here, this man has done something unfortunate, but now it's like you trying to turn this into, I'm about to get rich off of an unfortunate situation. And that should make you alone, and by yourself, heart check yourself, because that's not a pure intention. a pure intention would be, it's just about salvaging my family and getting my daughter. But when you start to try to get glorification or to get yourself deified to where you have people worshiping you like a celebrity and trying to obtain stuff that got K in trouble, that's where you're gonna have problems and consequences. And that's when I told you, everything that you do gotta be done in decency and order, because if not, it's not gonna be honored, and you going to reap of the same consequences. Like, you saying that somebody else is wrong, but then you turn it around and doing stuff yourself. And in the eyes of Yahweh, no sin is, you know, bigger or smaller than another sin. Like, all of them is on the same level to him, and you're gonna deal with consequences. And you could say, oh, well, I did this because I feel, but your feelings gonna get you in trouble. So I just want to put that out there. You know, you have to be careful and mind your heart, mind your feelings. Like, if you have thoughts that are not thoughts that coincide with the most high God or the will of God, you need to you know, repent of those things, because that could get you jammed up. But it's just, y'all, it's unfortunate that we're seeing this. Like, you know, instead of people interceding and praying and, you know, to get their daughter, or to, you know, figure out what the Lord is trying to do, or what he's trying to say, they hashtagging networks and stuff. It's just full iMovie production on this is my story, when the whole focus is, I got to get my daughter back to a place that is a place I need her to be at. You get what I'm saying? The girl is clearly going through, I'm talking about Joy now, and I'm talking about TS and them. From what he was talking about on his live stream, and he put out a trailer on his other channel that he have now. Like, Lord. The girl is clearly going through a lot. Like, she's following the commands of a person who legacy is literally down the toilet. She's still doing that, okay? The family is just, you see them pulling all these stunts. You see them, it's just, I told y'all before that I felt like it was just odd, like singles and stuff and EPs was being promoted and stuff, and all of this going on while it's like their daughter is still following the commands of this dude who legacy done been reduced to cardboard boxes, and then everywhere they're saying disgrace this about this person. And the fact, like, that's so like heartbreaking that she would not even talk to her mom. Her mom is sitting there saying, talk to me, I need to talk to you, and she's still staying loyal to somebody that is clearly you know, he's about to be he's about to be done. And I think he knows that, you know, it's about to be done if you have 3 council that just decide to just, you know, quit, and just, it doesn't seem like they're allowing him to get an out in this situation. And they very well could have, if they wanted to, with all of the, the power and the money that's there. If they wanted him to go and walk off and not be held accountable, they would have made this go away the same way they allowed this to go away in 2008. Okay, if y'all think that these people didn't know that this man was up to this type of activity 30 years ago, they knew. It's just people was turning a blind eye to it because at the time it didn't serve a purpose to them. But now he done brought way too much attention to this. They like, oh no, we got to, put the lights out to this attention that he has on this situation. And it's just, you got one person, which I'm talking about, Asri, has been through trauma, and now you doing press tours and choreography and all this crazy stuff instead of dealing with the root of these issues. And one of, the roots of the issues would be to ask, why as a youth would somebody be attracted to somebody that is 50 and up? You feel what I'm saying? Because Kay at that time was, in his 50s. And I'm looking at some of these pictures of her, and it's like, it seems like she was deeply in love, from the way some of these pictures look of Az and K, that she was deeply in love. So that's one of those questions. And also, you know, is she missing self-love, or is she in need of validation? Like, what was missing? You get what I'm saying? What emotionally was missing? Because obviously that was a broken situation when she had that situation happen, but you know, with her and the boyfriend as a youth. And you know, when you're growing up and you're going through things like, youth emotional issues from hormones and different things like that, that's a lot going on. So if you're not, getting a hold of those issues, you can become a grown woman and have those, issues. You feel what I'm saying? So, and then like a bugged out case supporter, like, I'm just gonna, say this for a few minutes. A bugged out case supporter had the nerve to get under my videos talking about I'm jealous that I wasn't in any of these girls' position. And let me tell you something. The way that I was raised, I was not raised to want celebrity. The way that I was raised, and I was raised a particular type of way. Like, understand, like my mom introduced me to Yahweh at a very young age. That's not to say like, my life was like perfect or anything, or it wasn't any challenges, but the way that you were reared has a lot to do with your character and your values. Okay, so I never wanted to have fame or never wanted to be a celebrity. I never was into that. And surely, like, I was raised to be an entrepreneur, a girl boss, to not wait on no man to do anything for you, and to only put your trust in the Most High God, because man, you can't depend on man. So that's the type of rearing that I had. Now, it saddened me to watch this beautiful young lady on the precedents on there. You're not great until you make someone else great. And I guess she was referring to Kay not giving her a career. And I was not raised in that way to look to a man to get a career, to get anything from a man. So I just want to clarify that. I have no reason to have wanted this life of unfortunate things or events that some of these women have gone through. Like, I think we can all come to a consensus that a lot of people would not have wanted this type of story for their daughters. Now, I'm very sympathetic to this situation. I feel like, if a person, fall down, they could get back up and get back on the right track. And these young women, they're young, and, the Most High God is a God of second chances, and he can do it for them. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not, looking at this situation like, oh, because, people, if they're raised a certain way, or, stuff is going on with them, anybody could be subjected to some stuff like this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on whatever type of environment or what you're going through at the time. And I feel like because she was going through emotional issues, she could have been vulnerable to the situation. So these people with these delusions that everybody wants K or whatever is bugged out or celebrity. Like, I've had, plenty of experiences working, in the industry, like, and doing different stuff myself. So when I'm giving these, these cautions, I'm saying some of this stuff for a reason, folks. But anywho, y'all, I mean, this is sad to me that the focus has shifted from, getting, restoration and, getting back to normalcy, and it has turned into a sideshow circus to where parents are now trying to obtain celebrity, and it's very clear that that's the objective. Like, they may want to get rich off of this unfortunate situation that Kay has put, before us. And from what the interviews that the guy Don R did, he clearly explained that some of these people wanted to do business with Kay, and Kay, I guess, snubbed them for whatever reason, and maybe they feel like this is my way of getting on. But if you think about it from a logical perspective, why would these people who the industry is full of secrets, and some people that are shady, it's a shady, dirty business, some of it, you feel what I'm saying? Why would they want people that are running that mouth, or I'm gonna tell my story, or I'm gonna capitalize off of this whole unfortunate situation? Why would they want you around? Like, they don't want another scandal like this. Like, come on, this is crazy. Like, you have to really, if we're using use your common sense, how Kay would say. Why would they want these people? Like, after this is over, I doubt it'll be any calls until they decide to do a movie or something on Kay's life, or I say maybe like an autobiography or something like that, Y'all know what they do, those bio movies and all that other stuff. I feel like until then, and you know that could be years from now, but I feel like these people are being used because they want to get rid of him. It's very clear that they want to get rid of him, and that is their objective. So they're going to use them temporarily, and then when that's over, the 15 is up. Like, that's it. Like, these people, they have to understand what the business is, and it's not personal, it's business. When it comes to anything, it's not personal, it's business. It's what works best for what they're trying to do. And right now it's working for them trying to do in the removal of him. But once that's over and they decide that, oh, hey, we want to make our money back off of him, all of this stuff is going to be neatly bundled and packed away, because they're gonna, Kay is a cash cow, okay? Honestly, they're doing all this, he's this, that, and the third, but you just wait until it's time for those people to want to recoup their money back off of this guy, okay? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna boil down to. What best serves these people? And right now, they want to neatly compose this situation, and they want to be in control of this situation. And when it's neatly packed away and the 15 minutes is over, they're going to make him acceptable to listen to again. Y'all, I mean, they do it with everybody. It was a time where MJ was going through the same thing, and then, you know, when he went on to the Glory, they wanted to make it acceptable to listen to, you know, certain musics and stuff like that again. They'll do it. Then you see they turn around, and then when they wanted to, had Lady O put out that series on them. So they're gonna do what best serves them, folks, and they're not looking to have these people's best interests at heart either. Like, and you see, this is why you notice they've gotten all the information that they wanted to get out to I guess muddy up this situation from these folks. They've already been on series, they've already been, you know, on different news outlets. What more is it to get from the parents? You feel what I'm saying? Now it's like, okay, maybe in a few years, if Joy decides to talk, because I feel like when it comes to the ad situation, she done messed up, you know, a lot of her chances, because the story keep flip-flopping, and who wants to pay money for an unstable story? So it's like, especially who also wants to pay money for something that sounds so similar to what was in the L-Time series. Like, they want something new, something juicy, if anything. But they don't want, and also they don't want these people saying too much, because they're still trying to control the narrative and sweep this neatly away and pack it away in the little container that they want it to go in. So, y'all, what do y'all feel is going on with this? Do you feel like it's people chasing too much celebrity and not enough restoration and healing stuff going on? Do you feel like that was the main focus, is to, you know, maybe use an unfortunate situation to come up and to get rich? Y'all leave y'all thoughts about this down below. And you know, like I was saying, I really feel like things transpired with Kay and other people. I feel like things went down. I feel like he's going to be held responsible and there's going to be consequences. But I also see that there's clearly some people that have motivations to do some of this stuff, yo. And it's becoming a lot, y'all. Like, it's becoming like way too much. This has become a sideshow circus, honey, with another circus across the street, and then uptown they probably gonna be doing something. So it's just, it's too much, y'all. Leave your thoughts about this in the comment section down below. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It's KingBritneyChanel. See y'all soon on the next video. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.